Hey guys, it's Woody. What's up, YouTube? Whoever. I don't know what you like to call yourself. What would you like to be addressed as? YouTube? I can do that. I had a huge success, a huge personal success, in that I launched from my front yard. It's been a long journey. It's been a long time dream of mine, and I thought I'd talk about that and how I got into paramotoring. So, if that's their sort of thing, let's do this. If you only know my paramotoring background by watching my videos, you could be forgiven for thinking that I just got a wild hair in May and then ran straight forward and learned to fly. Like, that's kind of what it looks like from the outside, but that's not the whole story. It started 17 years ago, back in 1999. My real estate agent, we were buying our first house, and he was telling me about things that other people looked for in a home, right? You know, what I wanted was a tiny commute. That was like my big thing. At the time, I was driving 2 hours to work, 3 hours home. I'm sorry, 2 hours home, 3 hours if it was a school night because I went to college at night. And anyway, I'm getting off topic. Short commute was like the beginning and end of everything that I wanted out of the home I was buying at the time. And he was like, yeah, all right, I get that. You know, other people, they want to drive farther. We've got one guy, he wants to be able to launch a plane from his yard. And I thought, what? Like a personal airport? Like, that was crazy town to me. The idea that someone could fly out of their yard, it seemed like that level of like money, I guess I'll just say, it isn't something that a normal person could accomplish. And it turns out it's reasonable if you're willing to live further out, from the city. But that's when the idea first got stuck in my head that, oh my gosh, people fly from their yard. Like, I felt like I'd never be worthy of such a feat. So anyway, I started working at Cisco. I worked in IT. People know this story. And one of the guys I worked with, his name was Jack. And I admired Jack in a lot of ways, and I kind of modeled him. You know, he was the guy that got me into Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and MMA, and Jack was a hang glider. He apparently is like a big deal in the hang gliding community. I think he owns hanggliding.org, which is a popular hang gliding forum site. And he lived in California at the time, and he would jump off a mountain and fly into the air. And that idea was crazy to me. Just like, I don't know how to better say it. Like, oh my gosh. And he didn't call his hang glider a hang glider. Apparently one of the options for what you can call it is a wing. And that captured my imagination. It's why I call my wing a wing. You can call the kite-like thing that a paramotorist has, you can call it a wing, you can call it a glider. There might be a third option too. But I like wing because my sense of imagination is captured by the idea that I have a wing. It's I buckle into my wing and I start flying, and that was just wow. So he would tell me about it. He's the guy that taught me about cloud suck, and he would tell me different ideas. And the problem is that I don't live at the mountains. Look at this place. You can see where I live. There's really no inclines to be found, and it made my thirst for being able to jump off a mountain and fly around just not a reasonable thing. And when we got this house, you guys sort of saw the yard I launched out of. That's my house. The idea was like rekindled again. It was like, I wonder if this is a thing. Before we even bought it, I talked about buying an ultralight because I thought maybe that, like, I didn't really know what I was talking about, but it was like an ultralight is a hang glider with a motor, so maybe I can do that and not have a mountain to rely on. Like, that made sense to me. So I started like looking into ultralights and what have you, and eventually I found paramotoring, and I think I chose the right thing. I in my opinion, there's something special about paramotoring. I really like that. Like, you can take it places and do things. If I have a friend in Ohio, I could just strap it in the truck, go to Ohio, and fly there. And I think that concept is neat. Like, that's what makes paramotoring different than other forms of aviation. The fact that you can just sort of buckle it up and go somewhere. Or not go somewhere. As you saw, I launched in my yard. The notion that my yard is open to me means every day is a potential flying day. And that's really cool. Anyway, back to where I was coming from. Jack was a guy that I looked up to professionally, personally, etc. And he just, I don't know, ignited a fire in me that's been smoldering for a long, long time. Some of the other people that like learned paramotoring at the same time as me, or you guys know Eric the Aviator. He went from running a YouTube gaming channel to being a paramotor instructor. And I think when he sees me, like he describes me as very enthusiastic. So I would guess that in comparison to other students, my passion grows fiery. I think about it every day, even when I'm not flying. Like this is something that I am into 100%. What I'm trying to say is there's something special about this, about sitting in a chair and flying. And I thought that like it's not something that I would ever achieve, right? Because I'm just a normal person, right? Like I'm not like there's nothing remarkable about me, and I thought this sort of thing would be out of my reach, but it's not, and here it is. I sometimes see subscribers who say stuff like, "Oh, you know, it's they call it a rich white guy's thing." I don't know why they have to be white or even rich, because a paramotor and a wing starts at about $7,000 for a combo, and I think the most you could spend, you know, for a first setup would probably be like $12,000, which is what I did. And people consider this to be like an outrageous expense, but I don't think people look at people who have motorcycles and make that same judgment. I don't think they say, "Oh my God, dude, can you believe it? You know, he bought a Kawasaki Ninja. Like that thing must have been $10,000. That is an outrageous expense for a hobby." And it's really about the same. It's not like there's a ton of other things to buy in addition to this. Like the radio I use to talk to my wife is $38, I think, for two of them. You know, you need a helmet. Mine was $120. Like if you compare this to like the accessories that go with motorcycling, I think you'll find that they're about the same. So in the world of like wildly costly hobbies, paramotoring and motorcycling are roughly equivalent. So let's circle back to talking about launching out of my yard, because that's the core of this thing, how I got into this and how I made that happen. When I first started, I didn't realize that paramotoring was such a fair weather sport. You can fly almost every day. It's just that it has to be sunrise and sunset. And that almost everyday thing also assumes that it's not raining and your skill set is such that you can tell if you're making a mistake or not, you know. But when I look around, I feel like 5 days a week, one of those days I could fly. That's my observation. My challenge has been I couldn't fly at home, so I had to like have a mentor and someone who would judge the weather for me and just make sure everything was cool. It's super common for me to have like someone else go up, say it's good, and then I join them. Like that happened. Now I'm getting to just, you know, I think I'm a beginner, but I'm like threatening intermediate. I would call that my skill level right now. And I can launch out of my yard, which opens a lot of options. My yard is a bit of a tricky launch. It's big enough. It is big enough. Like it's not like I'm doing something that shouldn't be done. It's just that the thing is, if there's an engine out and you're not turning, then you would hit trees or a power line. So that's a mistake. What you have to do, and you saw me do it at the beginning of the video, was you have to spiral and gain altitude in the yard until you're ready to go to your next landing destination. So with a paramotor, you always have to have a landing destination because they're high-strung two-stroke motors, and you never know when it's going to go down. You know, like that's the nature of these beasts. So when you launch, you need to be prepared for an engine out even 20 seconds into the flight. Heck, I don't know the stats, but one might guess that they're more common 20 seconds in than 20 minutes in. I don't know. But I just needed to be competent and confident that I would be able to spiral out of my yard, gain altitude, and then work my way to like some other lots. You can see there's baseball fields on the way here. The whole way I flew, I made sure that I was always able to glide to a place where I can land. And one thing I'm excited about in terms of flying from my yard, previously it was always fields and trees, fields and trees, fields and trees. And they're great for flying, they really are. But man, like baseball fields, soccer fields, rock quarries. I want to buzz a church with a tall steeple. Like, I want to see that happen. There's a golf course not too far away. Like, that kind of thing is just a little something to look at in addition to fields and trees all the time. All right, let's wrap up this idea. I'm coming in for a landing here. That is my lot. If you guys don't know it, it's a square-shaped lot mostly. So you can, the front half of the yard is pretty well defined. The back of it, you can kind of use your imagination. You can see like a diagonal line. That's my stable just behind the house. That's my yard. Now you've seen it from the air. My neighbor, that little white dot behind his house, you can see it still. My neighbor's out there watching me fly. We had a couple neighbors, actually. My wife was getting texts and stuff like, he did it, he's crazy, that's awesome. Like that was the general vibe around the neighborhood, because I guess it caused a bit of a commotion. I went out and tried to fly at least 3 or 4 days and just decided, nope. It's not a launch day. I want it to be perfect on my first day. I want the air to be smooth, yet I want a little help with, like headwind in the takeoff. And I didn't settle for anything but great on my first try. And if you see I come in here, I'm a little long. Like, there's an incline I'm about to land on, like a slight uphill. But I nailed it. Everything was fine. So, yeah, I can fly from my yard. I'm very, very excited about this. It is a thing that I've been kind of daydreaming about for 17 years, and I'm excited. Colin's excited. I think he's about to high-five me here, and it was just a big win, and I wanted to make a video and tell you guys that, like, something good happened to me. I achieved a thing. I can fly. So yeah, anyway, there'll be more videos coming. I was thinking of making gaming videos again once Battlefield and COD drop. I was maybe make some more paramotor videos. I think I'm just gonna make the videos that entertain me. So you can expect to see that coming. Oh, one more thing I wanted to share. I'm set up for live comm. I didn't realize it was only recording when I pressed the button. So I was actually talking this whole flight to you guys, but this is the only sort of thing that was recorded.
Dinner's ready.
Dinner can wait.
I know, I just wanted to let you know.
You can hear me!
I can hear you, but where are you?
Over some field, not too far away, probably a mile most.
Okay, be careful.
I hope you enjoyed the video. Now my awesome outro.
Multi-million-dollar deals, got $1 million deal. When I was younger, I would wonder how $1 million feel. And for real, it feel like I ain't even broke a seal. Cause when you drop hits, they want you to pick up the bill. Now my life is in Maryland, my heart is in Chicago. New York state of mind, but out LA, man, that's where I go. When I need to lay this shit down, so much on my mind, that's the reason I'm spitting now.